Hello everybody, this is Mark Flynn from Western Massachusetts, Zen Plus Martial Arts, a Kyokai affiliate, and I just want to say hello to all of our friends around the world, and hopefully we're going to give you some tips today that might help in your training, especially if you're stuck at home and you're looking for things to do. So what I want to talk about today is conditioning your hand positions and foot positions, like the shoken, the haraken, the nukite, the shukoken or kakushiken, and the sokusen. So years ago when my wife Sensei Connie and I went to Okinawa, going on 20 years ago for the first time, I asked them, how do you guys condition? What's the best way to condition, these hand positions and stuff? Because every time I hit the heavy bag with that, it's very uncomfortable and like that, and it just doesn't seem to really progress well that way. And they said, hey, don't be ridiculous. You shouldn't be hitting the heavy bag with those things. Instead, you need to find something like softer, a little softer. And you can use, like a traditional thing is you use a big bowl of sand or small pebbles and things like that. But the problem with that is it makes a huge mess. And especially if you have a nice dojo floor, you want to keep everything nice and clean. You don't want sand going everywhere and stuff like that. It becomes really high maintenance. So instead, what I found over time is that if you have one of these floor targets, these are much softer than the typical heavy bags that hang from the ceiling or the wall, and they have the consistency that's very similar to the human body. We were told, like, when you use the shoken is not meant to hit bony tissue on the body, like the skull or even the face or this kind of thing. It's more for hitting softer targets on the body, like the abdomen, the ribs, the insides of the legs, the thighs and the arms, muscle tissue, and even the neck. If you think about applying the shoken in self-defense, that way it becomes pretty, serious, right? But we need a way to strengthen those things and condition those things that's constructive. So if you have one of these, even if you don't have one, this is something you can get at flea markets or garage sales, or like to say where I am, tag sales, or you can see them online for dirt cheap, because a lot of times people buy these and then they find out they don't use them that much, and then the next thing you know, they're getting rid of them for really cheap. But what we can do is make your shoken, for example, make shoken, make sure you know how to do that correctly, check with your instructor, and then you can start to hitting this way. Now, I would start out kind of easy and do a bunch of repetitions easy, over time is much better than going too hard, too fast, and then you wind up with a problem where it becomes destructive instead of constructive. We do both sides, of course, and this has like the right kind of give, I think, for this. You can do haraken, flat fist, right? Do bushkin, right? Even nukite, right? And another thing about this is you can practice your body movement, right? Don't just stand there and kind of like this kind of thing, but twist your hips and shift your weight, so this is another way. This is really good training. You can do sokusen. Look. So this is a great way to practice those things and make them stronger, because you'll find quickly that if you start trying to hit things full power with these weapons, if they're not conditioned right, you're going to have problems. So that's my tip for today. Hopefully that's helpful, and if you have any comments or whatever, feel free to comment or send me a message. Constructive comments, please. And all right, keep training.